Well, fellow citizens, United States of America, President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Bill Gates, who should never have been Department of Defense. What the hell's wrong with you? That's just one little bitch I got going right now. But I'm making this video because this is kind of like my report to my friends and myself about the way things have been cooking around. Now, all this whining and crying all these fucking Christians are doing about how the atheists are supposedly picking on them, when the whole point was we've just been trying to make our country constitutionally sound. Now, this thing about the mosque on, you know, the 9/11 memorial site, if that's what you want to call it, or nearby, and I've been looking at the Muslim websites from around the world and talking to people and everything else, and it seems like you fools are the only ones who think it's okay. That you seem to think that this is a good thing for the First Amendment. Now, I want to ask you a question. It says the First Amendment says, Congress shall make no law establishing the rights of any religion or hindering the free exercise thereof. To exercise religion is something that goes in your head. It's all in your head. Because in the first place, it's delusional. Okay? It's a delusion. It's this God Jesus figure that people think are up there going to make them live forever and all them other goofy little trappings you all believe in. And you, Barack Obama, as an adult, after probably going through some of the best schools and hearing some of the best minds in the world and being around some of the best minds in the world, including your wife, mind you, and your mom, and you just now decide, I'm saying it again, I don't know how many times I have to say it, you won't say anything about it. You won't come to grips with it. It's like you're not believing anybody. But you're just now, as an adult, deciding to be a delusional God believer. That's crazy. You know that, don't you? I mean, don't you know that that's a form of mental illness when you think there's voices and there's some little guy in the sky, a magician that can actually create miracles and all that? You don't see something wrong with that as an adult? You think these people that call themselves adults and born again are actually mentally healthy? Well, I don't. And now I'm beginning to think you're not very mentally healthy. Regardless of what the fucking Secret Service says, you know, you're probably not even going to win the next election. You opened your mouth, you lied, you got stupid, and you let other people handle you. And the problem there is that I think the people that are handling you are like semi-Republicans or something. I don't know what it is. But you can't seem to make a decent, liberal-like, or even moderate decision. You decide to be a delusional Christian. That's the last thing we want to hear. The very last thing we want to hear. You do this crazy crap about how you sure tell what kind of people we got on the internet. You're making fun of us. And we got you elected. Oh, does this sound familiar? Well, it should. It's called reiteration, and I'm trying to get you to listen. We're your citizens. I'm 57. I'm not some young kid. I have plenty of followers. There's people listening to me, might be listening right now because they like to watch my stuff so much. Who knows? Because I don't beat around the bush. I don't play them funny-ass games with anybody. I tell it like it is, how I feel it. And I cannot understand why you won't just read the freaking science. And now, once again, you got California getting ready to vote for marijuana to be a legitimate use. You know, recreational. Never hurt anybody. Never proven to hurt anybody. You obviously haven't read the science. And the DEA and the Justice Department jump up and say, well, we don't care what the states say. We're going to turn you into criminals anyway because you want to get high. Because you want to feel good about yourself, so you must be a criminal. Well, how else would they think of us? Because that's all we want to do. Just like when you come home, you have a drink. And when you invited that cop and that professor over to your frickin' White House, what did you offer him? A beer. You offered him a fucking beer. I would have offered him a bong hit. At least they would have talked to each other in a civil tongue. That cop had no right whatsoever doing what he did. None. And you shouldn't have placated him. Man. This religious appeasement and shit is just making me sick. Here you got this Westboro church going down to these places and picketing with these huge signs against the soldiers of the United States because they went to war. You know, they followed orders. So it's their fault. So they're evil. And God hates them and they're fags. Blah, blah, blah. What happened to the big atheist voice that I hear all the time? Why aren't you guys actually doing something? Like, yeah. Like going down there with your own signs. 3-4 times the size of theirs. Double carry them if you have to. Take 2 of you to do it. But cover that crap up. You have the right to do that. Cover it up. And if they try to touch you, call the police. Immediately. Put that online. If I wasn't in a wheelchair and without legs and hardly any fingers, that's exactly what I'd be doing. That makes me sick. And you people are still appeasing these religions, all of them, even after the shit they do. You watch it over and over and over again. We still have freaks out here actually calling for female genital mutilation. With some crazy story about how it affects AIDS some way. Helps reduce AIDS and STDs and HIV and all that crap they come up with. Just so they can do their little religious bullshit. Or they're just so sexually frustrated they don't want the girl to get too excited. I don't know what their problem is with that, but there's absolutely no medical reason for any type of circumcision. Now, I went through a few things here. I don't know how many of you agree with me or don't agree with me. But for me, being a militant atheist, I don't think they should build any kind of church down there. Mosque. That doesn't mean First Amendment. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. First Amendment doesn't say anything about I can grow my church anywhere I want. I can place my building of worship anywhere I want to. So why are you atheists of all people, as much as you would love to defend the First Amendment? That's not it. Religious appeasement is not the First Amendment. Freedom from religion is the true First Amendment. And that, my friends, is how that story really goes. Gays in the military, been there ever since we've had a military. Von Steuben, who wrote the standards of the Army, gay as a $3 bill. Washington didn't care as long as he could shoot straight and train his men. And you people are still whining about that. And you're still saying shit like, well, we got to do a little, we got to look into it. We got to do some, come on, just stop it. Obama, command. I say it again. You're the commander-in-chief. Command. Good night. I'm Gerald. Just an earthling, It is the 25th of October in 2010. Good evening. See ya.